What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be shredding some funnels, and it's actually going to be your funnels. These are people that submitted their funnels to Leadbase Pro. I was only going to do one in this video, but I decided to do two, and I'm actually going to be putting this link in Leadbase free. So if you want your funnel to be audited live on the channel, this is something I want to do a bit more often, and I'm trying to throw you guys a bone in free. We've been releasing new course content. We've been doing more monthly calls. Actually, we've had pretty much 2 free calls per month. So there's a lot of free stuff in there. You can join by clicking the link in the description, join 4,000 other lead generators. So make sure to do that, because why not? Don't you like free stuff? When you do join that, by the time this video is posted, you'll see that hopefully I've pinned a message where you can get your funnel audited. But again, without further ado, let's jump on the computer and I'm going to tear apart Martin and Braden's funnels. Sorry, Martin and Braden. Good thing I'm having a good day. I'm going to be really nice about it, but I'm going to give some good tips here. So let's take a look. Alrighty, first on the docket is Martin. He is in, both these guys are in Leadbase Pro, and chatted with him a few times about what they're working on here. So we've got a lead gen, fitness brand, and then a life insurance and mortgage. So good kind of balance of two, pretty different niches. A website or brand name, 90-day financial freedom. So we'll just focus on Martin first here. Let's take a look at the landing page. Okay, so 90-day financial freedom, tap into $148 trillion. Interesting. Whoa, 148 trillion. It's a lot of money, Martin. Work from home, earn real income. We'll show you how. Discover how everyday Canadians, nice Canadians, I like it, are launching profitable remote businesses from home with full support and no experience needed.
Are you waking up every day knowing you were meant for more, but still stuck in the same 9-to-5 grind that doesn't get you ahead in life? Working long hours, making ends meet, wondering when your breakthrough. Right now, across Canada, a quiet movement is happening. People from everyday Canadians are using this model to create financial freedom. No prior experience, no sales background, no finance degree. So why now? Have you wished to be in the right place at the right time? Because by 2030, over $3 trillion will be transferred from baby boomers to Gen X.
Okay, so sorry, I went through that quickly. I'm pretty sure I've seen, right off the bat, I think having a VSL here makes sense. I will say this is it's a pretty corporate video, obviously. Does leave a lot of intrigue, which is good. But then on the other side of it, there's a lot of offers like this that are scams. And so I'd be concerned people would be a little bit skeptical. So it just depends on who you're targeting here, Martin. Because I still don't know what this is yet. Let's see, are you eligible to work in Canada? Do you currently own a computer? Yes. What's your status? Employed? Are you currently employed? No. How much time are you able to commit? 20 hours. Are you comfortable with commission-based compensation? You willing to undergo training and obtain the necessary licenses, even if it requires initial investment of a few $100s? Okay, interesting. Financial freedom challenge and begin helping families while building the time to income. Is this, I think I know what this is for. I think it's for this program where you essentially pay your mortgage off faster using this system, and then you help other people do it. I've heard of this before. It actually is a pretty interesting program. So there's not a ton to work off the lander yet, Martin, just because, again, I don't know. I think it is very intriguing. I think you'll get a lot of people that, I don't know if there's, in terms of who signs up for this, I don't know if there's a certain target market or not. Let's check his thing here. So we've got amount spent is $1,000 a month. Low volume of leads and converting leads to appointments is the challenge. Higher volume of quality leads and converting them to appointments. Obviously, that makes sense. You want higher quality leads. You have 6 ads. CTR is 2.44, CPC 242, $26 CPL. That's actually a really good CPL. And then let's just see if we can build on some of this with some more information that he sent over. Okay, I like how you've organized your ads here, Martin. Looks good. Then you've got some captions.ai here. You've got some leads, which is awesome. So I think what's going to happen here, and the biggest challenge you're going to have in terms of quality, is going to be that you're going to get very low income people who obviously, want a fresh start or want to make money and want access to what you're talking about here. Yeah, so I think the offer is good. I think if you're, I think you're just Facebook's going to give you people who are likely very, just lower income, and maybe, I don't know if that doesn't necessarily mean they're bad quality, obviously, but it's going to give you people who might just be looking for a free thing or some, people who have filled out a lot of stuff. So I think targeting potentially certain areas or higher income brackets could make sense. I would maybe try some interest targeting here, or Facebook's just going to feed you people who fill out a lot of stuff for sure. I do think the lander does a good job. I mean, this video is still really hooking people, and I'm assuming on the call is where you kind of go through a lot of the appointment is where you kind of go through selling this system and this program. I recall this being like $1,000 program or something like that. And the content of the program, I remember seeing this like several years ago. The content of the program is actually legit, I think, if this is what I'm thinking it is. And I mean, that is that question at the end of the day, is if people don't know what they're signing up for, and I'm sure maybe the people who run this program kind of helped you make this lander. And I do think it is pretty good, but people are filling this out just like, oh, sick, I want this stuff. They might just not be that committed yet. And so I don't know what you're allowed to do or what this is exactly, but I would probably film one of these videos myself, or I'd go a little bit more in depth into what people are signing up for. That's just me. Obviously, it depends. In terms of quality, another thing you could try is YouTube. So you could try running some demand gen ads, which are now where the video placements happen. You could do some short form ads like that. Try different targeting. I would probably target like a 30 to 60 or 30 to 64 age range here. And then also set up your pixel so that it doesn't fire if certain questions aren't answered. Hopefully that was helpful. I think this could be an interesting part 2. So I'll hit you up, Martin. Or if I forget, hit me up when you see this video. You have really good stats. You actually have a good CPL. In these kind of financial niches, you tend to get lower quality when you're starting out, and you kind of have to train the pixel. You have to try out some different targeting. Like I said, I would target, I don't know if these have to be homeowners or not, but I would probably target some interests around that people who own a home would be interested in. I guess you might not be able to do age targeting because it's a special category, I assume. So anyways, try some different targeting, mess around with that. I think trying YouTube, again, you have some good stats here. I would be curious to know why the leads aren't converting to appointments. Are they just not picking up the phone? If so, adding text verification to that form could be a good step, and maybe even extending that funnel even further. Because if you're working with a $26 CPL, again, I'm not sure how much. I should really ask what's the ticket value. And so I'm going to add that question for future, but I would love to do a round 2, Martin. Hopefully this is somewhat helpful. Maybe I can get some more information from you. You can send me a Loom video or something on how other questions or things we can dig into. Okay, Braden. Braden and I have chatted a few times. We've helped him with a few things that he's been working on. He's got Dad Fit Revolution here. I know at the start you were struggling a bit, but it looks like, so $25 a day, 15 to wife, 15 to 10 to dad. Conversion rate from lander to form. Right, if they're on the lander, 16% fill out the form. That's actually a good conversion rate on the lander if that's true, but lead quality could be an issue. Up to 5 leads a day from 1 to 2 a day. Coach signed 5 leads up his client. I am curious, I got to make a note of this. How many have become clients so far? And we've got CPL $17 and $14 is really good. CTR is, wow, really good. Holy smokes, 8% CTR. Wow, that's a really big improvement, Braden. Good job. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I'm curious if any have converted to clients so far. So we talked about this at the start. I talked with Braden. So he's helping dads get fit. I think one of the challenges here is a lot of times you kind of need you need a face to the brand. Like people aren't just going to trust a random landing page on the internet. So you have to really build that up with social proof and have a really strong offer and have a kind of like lose 10 pounds by X date or something. You need a very tangible potential result. Dad Fit Revolution, sick of the gut, tired of feeling weak, dropped 10 pounds, build lean muscle in just 6 weeks.
You've been showing up for everyone but yourself. Work, bills, the kids, the chaos. Every damn day you're running on fumes telling yourself this is just life now, but deep down, you feel it. You're slipping. The gut's getting softer. You avoid your reflection now, don't you? You catch a glimpse and think, damn, when did I let it go? You used to move with power, with pride. Now it's hoodies to hide the belly and excuses to skip the mirror. This isn't just about abs. It's about identity. This is about the man your kids see.
Good.
The man your wife still craves. The man you promised yourself you'd be. Dad Fit Revolution isn't a 30-day shred and a kale shake. It's a comeback story. 6 weeks, no fluff, no gimmicks, just real results for real.
I think this could be better done if it wasn't AI. If you had like a person, like more of like a, I know this isn't an easy thing to do, and this would take some investment, but having some jack dude being like the face of this and saying this script. But I do think this is, I don't know, this is kind of a, trend right now. That guy is huge. Is kind of calling it, just like people want to take control of their life. Dads wanting to take control of their life, be there for their family, all that stuff. I do think this is a well-written script. I think we talked about the script. I do think having a face to this could be good though, because people want to work with the person that they see in the video or is like kind of the main person. So I think, again, that could be cool if that's, if you could do that. Tired of pretending you don't care how you look. Every glance in the mirror guts you a little more. Sick of running out of breath, trying to keep with your own kid. Overweight or obese. So I think calling out like the pain points here, obviously you did a really good job there. Is that AI? That's really impressive. Be the smarter way to burn fat and build muscle. The mind, the nutrition, the power, the result. Hell yes. Because they ignore these 3 keys. So I think this is pretty well done. I'm not as well versed in this niche, so there's probably people who could speak to it a little bit better, but I think you've done a good job here, man. So let's talk a bit about here. You've got lead quality. Again, I would love to know the lead, like what makes the lead quality bad. I assume they're not picking up the phone. In this case, I would say you've got a good CPL, like $17, $14. I assume this program's like several $100s. So you've got some room to work with there. I would probably have a quiz here or a longer form. I think that's part of the issue. Obviously, you're sending them through a VSL going to this, which is great. I think we need to verify their numbers. I don't know what the sales process looks like, but calling these guys very quickly is going to be very, very crucial because they might feel, not great in their own skin. They might just be like, down, and then they're filling this out, and then 5 minutes later, like, screw it. I'm not going to do that. And so, but if you can call them right away once they fill this out and say, hey, like, we're with you, let's do this. Like, you're going to get, like, let's make you better or whatever. I think that's very important. I think this is good in terms of pressing on the pain point and pitching that dream state, like I said. Be interesting if you work in the fitness industry. I'd love if you comment on this video if you have any other tips. But I think some people could see this video as cheesy. Like, I don't think this would work with me, but I might not be the target market. I also come from a fitness background, like a sports background. I'm also like a little bit younger. Maybe this is more for like 40-year-old. Again, I might find it a little bit cheesy potentially if it's like the first thing if I've ever seen. The other piece of this actually would be content as well. So like if this is the first time I see Dad Fit Revolution, there might not be a lot of emotional attachment to it for me. But if you've seen guys like Grego Gallagher with keto body or whatever he calls it, he had like so much content out there, and then finally he puts a program out. People know him, or Mike Israetel, or Jeff Nippard. All these guys have programs. They have YouTube content. I know we're trying to run a paid funnel here, but I think you might need a few touch points with these guys to be able to close them. So one thing I would definitely do is when you get leads, you need like a 4-part email sequence where you break down these right here. You go, just 60 to 120 second videos. Let's throw this in ChatGPT. Okay, step 1, fill the form. Let's throw this in GPT and let's see if we can pump out a little like VSL or email copy. Okay, so I'm just throwing this into ChatGPT. I'm just throwing the steps in here. So I've got the mind. I say, write me 3 VSLs based on these steps. I think it copied weird though. Let's just see what it does. Here's your savage 120 second VSL script designed to punch dad bod straight in the gut. So yeah, I would do something like this based on, again, maybe it's the mind, the nutrition, the workout or something, and you're really focused on, maybe I'm agitating more. Similar to what your VSL is there, but I think sending that via email marketing and getting these dads engaged. Ryan always brings up the stat, Ryan B, that is, not me. He brings up the stat that people need to see 13 pieces of content before they commit to something. That is even more true with something personal like this. So I would definitely, get ChatGPT, use our pro copywriter because you're in pro. Let's see, cut to dad, tired eyes, real lighting. They sold us some gym bro fantasy to our workouts, chicken and rice, 0. So this might be a little too intense, and right now we want to get more informational. So this is what I would do. Obviously, you're going to have more information than me. So nutrition would be first, or I guess mind was first. My bad, but whatever. We'll do it on nutrition. So yeah, here we go. You don't need this. This is like more what I'm thinking. This is more, we've got them as a lead now. Let's give them some information and more reasons to get on that call. And we have like a booking link at the end of each email. You don't need another diet. You need a strategy that respects your time, your energy, and life as a dad. Here's how nutrition works inside Dad Fit Revolution. Firstly, eliminate confusion. Knowing food, no 6 meals a day, no cutting on entire food groups or starving yourself to follow a system that's built on real food, protein, fats, and carbs, right ratios, the right times. We teach you the 4 core levers. Hit your protein every day. Keep carbs clean and timed right. 3, lean portion control. It's actually really good advice from ChatGPT. Hydration recovery. So something like this, I would have you could just use the same program that you're using there. Now write this, but for the mind. Okay. And I would do something like this with content marketing. I would, produce quite a bit of this type of content and be sending this out to dads. Try and have some nuggets of like things they might not know. Have some testimonials. That would be massive. Let's be honest, most dads fail because of bad programs. They fail because they're carrying too much mental weight, stressed out, shame. Mindset, first thing we kill. You could maybe attach, I don't know if this is like legal, but throw like Jordan Peterson in there, like a quote from him or somebody that people will know. I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head, but Jordan Peterson sticks out as like a, someone who talks to men, maybe even like Chris Williamson or something for modern wisdom. I would have something like that in there and just build some content out. I think that's going to help get these dads engaged because they're filling this out, they're excited, and they're going to lose that very quickly. And you need to kind of continually stimulate and agitate that and get them to commit to that call because that's not an easy thing for somebody who is not feeling good about themselves or is overweight or just like down and tired from kids and all that stuff. I can speak from experience. So maybe I am partly the target market as somebody has 2 kids and I've lost like 20 pounds over the past year, but it took a lot of mental push to get to this point. Anyways, hopefully that was helpful. I would be curious to hear how both of you, what the biggest struggle is in terms of lead quality. I think poor lead quality can come from not enough commitment in the funnel, not enough proper follow-up and kind of educating. And then it could also potentially come from targeting. So hope you guys all enjoyed the video. If you want to be audited, again, that's something you usually wouldn't want. If the IRS or the CRA comes after you, you don't want to be audited. But if you want me to audit your stuff, go post or check out Leadbase free, or I'll have a link where you can fill this out. I'll get your information. Obviously, you have to agree to be featured on the YouTube channel, but it's very worth it because I would charge a lot more for my one-on-one time, and you get this for absolutely free. And so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Comment below if you have any comments on what you think could be improved in this, and appreciate you guys watching.